revolution against the Spanish. By the 1880s, we would have more than 8,000 Cubans living here. They're hand-rolling more than 100 million cigars a year and 160 different factories. To your right, blue umbrellas of La Tida, short for La Teresa de Marti, the terrace or balcony of Marti on your right. This is where Jose Marti himself gives a speech to the Cubans in this neighborhood.
It is my dream that every Cuban might be an entirely free political being, as I understand the Cuban of the Key West is.
Those were the words of the ghost of Jose Marti. They still ring true today. What did he want? For every Cuban in Cuba to be as free as the Cubans living here. Our dream to this day because of the Castro regime in Cuba. Cubans down there still not free. Otherwise, they would be risking their lives in chunks to cross the Florida Straits. And we're going to go up here and make a right turn onto Whitehead Street. It is a road named after John Whitehead. He was a shipwreck survivor in the Bahamas back in 1818. The ship that picked him up and saved him dropped him off in Key West. Whitehead would go on to become an early American owner of the islands. We're about to turn on to Whitehead Straße, Whitehead Street. Now, as we get to the light, across the street on your left above all the trees, you're about to find the very tippy top of today's lighthouse. There it is. Below them, or below the trees, on the corner, the lighthouse keeper's quarters. For the most part, it was taking two families to keep the lighthouse operating effectively. There was originally an oil lamp on top. It had to be constantly trimmed, more oil added. When oil burns, it does give off a whole lot of soot. The two families needed to clean those lenses off, the 14 lenses up there. Now, if you want to get to the top, you go inside, climb the 88 spiral steps. You would be 92 feet above sea level. And when you're down up there to your left, looking around with the great view, stop down here to your right past this red brick wall. You're now looking at the home of Ernest Hemingway. The Hemingway house on your right would be bought for him and his second wife, Pauline, by her uncle as a wedding gift for $8,000 in 1931. In the 10 years the Hemingways lived here, that is where Ernest wrote a majority of his works. The works would include The Snows of Kilimanjaro, The Have and Have Not, and of course, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Hemingway died tragically in 1961. His widow sold the home to her friends. They were the ones who turned it into a museum in honor of Papa. Who was Papa? Hemingway's nickname, Papa. Sandy Cornish, a slave in Maryland, bought his own freedom. He came to Key West eventually and could grow crops here others could not. Coffee, cayenne, tobacco. Selling some of the crop off made him the wealthiest man on the island. He was African American. He used some of the money to build the church here on your left, named after him, Cornish Memorial and Museum. You look at the oldest African American church in southern Florida, largest African American congregation in the whole state till about 100 years ago. Land and home ownership by African Americans here dates to 1829, and it makes it some of the earliest in all of U.S. history, 1829. On the corner to your right, it is the Green Parrot Bar. You're looking at the last bar on Highway 1, one of the oldest bars on the highway, and at one time it was one of the top